and he's going to house it.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's Quick Six here with your Week 9 NFL and Week 10 college football season picks against the spread, props, totals, all that good stuff. Brian Twining is with me as always, and Brian, we were talking before the show. I mean, the college football season is 10 weeks in. We're having the game here in a few weeks. Thanksgiving will be here and gone before we know it. The NFL season is halfway over. Like, I don't know where it went or what happened, but I've been enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Working basically exclusively, everything I do for work is in the NFL. It's like
Hashtag
7 days a
humble
week.
brag.
So it's definitely been a lot, and it definitely feels like it. I've already gone through an entire season, but the fact that we're already headed to Week 9 in the NFL season is absolutely incredible. It feels like just yesterday we were talking about Super Bowl futures and MVP odds and all that stuff. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to even more craziness to happen after yesterday's recording this Wednesday. Absolutely insane NFL trade deadline.
Yeah, the trade deadline was super quiet, so you had nothing to do all day. I know, sitting on your hands. Let's recap the week that was before we get into the week that is. Your boy gets back on the winning ways after a couple weeks of struggle bus. Shouts to the Buckeyes for they had no business going over the team total of 37.5. The JTT, I forget his name, the defender was absolutely a menace. Gets the pick six to seal the over. Cashes that for me. The Patriots looked dead in the water when it first started. Get that roughing the passer call, run away with it, and then the Cleveland Browns, one of my favorite bets of the week. Not only cover the 3.5, but win outright after the Jamar Chase. So 3-0 week.
I gotta say, on that Browns game, I wound up tailing you. I bet the Browns outright on a money line on Saturday, and then also won a football pool, a weekly football pool I play in because of that game as well.
Nice, yes, felt really good. Your week, not so much, but you hit your big bet, which is your most important bet, and only really down a couple bucks on the week. So the Dolphins team total one we both really loved.
I should have just gone like 8 units on that and bet a single unit
the
on
Lions
the
team total on the other side because we both talked about that.
Yeah.
And of course our friends offshore gave us crappy juice, so I didn't want to jump on that.
Exactly.
I told you to worry about the Syracuse Notre Dame game. But you had won the week before against Clemson, so you were ready to roll. And then obviously the Giants luck sack came to an end. So I'm 17-10 on the season, up 14 plus units. You're back to almost to 500. You're still down 6 units, but there's tons of time.
I gotta say, after my first couple of weeks, I'm pretty surprised and impressed by how I've been able to recover.
Yes, you've recovered very nicely. You hit, I think, 5 or 6 in a row. And yeah, so you're on track to have a really strong week. This week, we have 6 picks once again. Brian has gone 3 NFL picks. I have gone 3 college football picks. So that should make things very interesting. I'm very excited for this week. There is a ton of really exciting potential games. There is some stuff that got that I'm really looking forward to. Obviously Tennessee, Georgia, I'm looking forward to. Alabama, LSU. There's a ton of good games, but the most important bet of the weekend, a bet I've already put down on, a bet I could see myself going back to, is the under in service academies. It is the lock of the lock of the lock. It is 49-1 since 2005. When 2 service academies play, the under has been there. We cashed already once on it this year. I believe the total was in the high 30s. I think
it was like 37.
Yeah, they got to 27 in the game, and that was it. It covered with ease. The number has come down. They used to post this nonsense 55, 50, 56. Back in like 2013, 2012 days when it was really nice. It's come down. They had the Army Navy game, total of 36 in 2020. That went under. 37 and a half in 2020 between Army and Air Force. That went under. This hasn't gone over since 2019, and before that was 2017. So about 2 overs in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. I can keep going, 16. And then before that, it was 2013. So like we've had 3 since 2013 that have gone over.
That's
And
incredible.
they play multiple games every single year. That is my big bet. I took the under at 40 and a half. It's still at 40. I would bet it down to 37, 38. So if you can get it anywhere in there, if you're watching this later and the number has moved, I would be more than happy to do that. My next bet, the Alabama Crimson Tide are going on the road to face a number 10 LSU Tigers. The College Football Playoff Committee is a television product after all, and they want to make really compelling, interesting games. You have
Don't even get me started on the
1
CFP
versus 4.
rankings.
That is what they do, Brian. Their job is to get you fired up, to get you talking about the rankings, and to make the games compelling for TV, because it's TV people, it's college coaches.
Yeah.
And the
And
only
the
one that
SEC drives the bus.
the only one that matters is the last one. So the
Yeah.
rest of them, they can throw them out. They have no impact on what we've already done. They are just completely bogus, made up things that get us talking and keep things interesting. With that being said, I'm taking the Crimson Tide on the road minus the 13 and a half. I think they dominate this game. Under Saban, while he had a coach at Bama, the Tide are 11-4 against LSU. I don't think LSU is very good. I think they get knocked into probably like 13th when they lose by 3 or 4 touchdowns this weekend, because the committee has to get their plays in place so their rankings make sense. So that is my second play. And my third play, the Clemson Tigers minus 3.5. There were a few games I thought here. Georgia made the short list. Texas made the short list, but Texas being 2.5 really worried me. I think the Tigers, like Notre Dame, has made tremendous strides. I think they are a much better team than the one we saw play Ohio State,
I was
than the
just
one
gonna
we saw lose to Marshall.
I was gonna ask you about that. Like, how do you feel about the way that their offense has progressed? Because I almost feel like their offense has definitely turned the table and gotten a lot better as the season has gone on.
They can run the ball. Their quarterback play is still way below average.
Yeah.
And they really don't have a legitimate receiving threat outside of Mitch Mayer, I think his
Meyer,
name is.
yeah.
The receivers stink. Like they don't even have like usually they have a couple guys that'll at least flirt with an NFL roster. They don't have that this year. So their offense isn't very good. Their defense is strong. And I think Marcus Freeman's getting a hell of a lot out of a team that's not very good.
Yeah.
But I think Clemson goes in and rolls them. I know the quarterback play is less than ideal. I know DJU hasn't become the guy. I know Dabo's saying he's still our guy. I don't think it matters. I think Will Shipley runs all over Notre Dame. And even on the road, they cover the 3.5. I think people are going to see what Notre Dame did last week. I think they're going to see him at home getting 3.5 points. And I think they're going to line up to bet the Irish, a team that already gets a ton of love.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Clemson rolls. So Clemson minus 3.5, the Crimson Tide minus 13.5, and Air Force, Army under 40 are my 3 college football plays. Now we'll shift our focus. We'll head over to the NFL, where Brian has not 1, not 2, but 3 NFL plays for your consideration as we head into the weekend. Brian, we will start with those Buffalo Bills minus 12.5 at the New York Jets. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, the Bills are coming off a less than stellar performance against the Green Bay Packers that they still won by 10. And I don't care that the Jets beat the Packers already. The Packers are a better team than the Jets. We saw Zach Wilson see ghost. He was Sam Darnold for Halloween this last weekend against the Patriots. And I have the expectation that Buffalo coming into this week is going to be all systems go. They're going to have Naheem Hines now as a legit receiving threat out of the backfield to go along with this already high-powered offense. The Bills beat the Jets by 17, and I think it was 28 points last year. I think Buffalo runs away with this game. It's probably like 40-14 or 40-17 by the end.
Yeah, I think the Jets are obviously better on everywhere but quarterback. Like they've improved. But I think the injuries are starting to pile up, and I think the bottom could fall out this week. So this
and
could
I
be
do think that the injury to Breece Hall is really showing itself because not having that dynamic of a player out of the backfield, and that's not taking anything away from Michael Carter, but Breece Hall was clearly head over heels better than him, which is why he took over the job. And now that he's gone, they have James Robinson, but he's not that. He's not that
and he's
guy.
not getting the work. They're even Ty Johnson's getting mixed in.
Yeah.
I would say if you like the Bills, this could be a fun week to alt line it 16.5.
I was just going to say, I think there's a couple of spots where you can make a little 2 to 3 team pleaser this week and have a nice payday.
Yeah. So if you like the Bills, alt line it. If you think the Jets cover, then maybe, I think it could be a really, really close game, but it feels like a week that the bottom falls out for the Jets and the Bills absolutely destroy them. The next one, we will go with another offense that is just in shambles. The Indianapolis Colts team total under 16.5 with old Texas Sam Ehlinger under center. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, the Patriots defense is not the good old Bill Belichick defense. However, gave up a lot of yards last week to the Jets, but that was through the air. They limited New York to just like under 60 rushing yards.
Yep.
And if they're going to be able to do that against this Colts offense, which is run through the run, Indianapolis is not going to be able to move the ball. They're not going to be able to put points on the board. The Colts have scored 17 or fewer points in 4 of their last 5 games, and they've only topped 20 once this season. I think that this is a very quick game in terms of actual game time. I think New England keeps it on the ground. I think Indianapolis keeps it on the ground as much as possible. And it being in New England with a rookie quarterback starting against Bill Belichick, essentially a rookie quarterback, he's going to be the new Sam Darnold / Zach Wilson this week.
Yep, I think that's a great call. I also like the point that it's going to be a fast game. They're going to get the ball on the ground. Both teams are going to want to establish it. Jonathan Taylor may miss. He didn't practice today, correct?
He didn't practice again because he's not fully healthy. He retweaked his ankle. And if he's not 100%, there's no reason for them to throw him out there. And
as a team trying to not win games in a division that stinks, they are going to avoid their good players on the field. So that could, lots of Deion Jackson, lots of Michael Carter, or not Michael Carter, Ramondre and Damian Harris.
And Zach Moss.
I got the Jets on the brain. We will roll down to your third and final play. Another team total. This time we're going back to the well with the Vikings, who got another weapon in TJ Hawkinson. They're at Washington this week. I think over 23.5 makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, this is actually, I don't want to give it away, but this is one of my favorite plays of the week here. Minnesota's offense is incredible before getting TJ Hawkinson, who to me is a major upgrade over Irv Smith Jr. Now they have a legit threat from the tight end position that teams will respect. This Minnesota Vikings offense has scored 24 or more points in 5 consecutive games. They've scored 23 or more in 6 of their 7 contests. They've dropped 28 plus in 4 of their last 5. Washington their defense is in shambles. Yes, Chase Young is going to be maybe returning this week, but I mean, the trade of, was it William Jackson, or not William Jackson? Who was the corner that they traded?
Yeah, I forget it. I want to say William Jackson, but I think he's a different team. So,
so Washington's defense is not what it used to be. No. They've given up 24 or more points in 3 games already this year. They're allowing close to 20 22, 23 points on the year. Minnesota is going to come out here and absolutely destroy this defense.
Yeah, and I think Taylor Heineke under center opens up the door for a defensive touchdown too. So another chance to put points on the board. So as long as they're converting a few of the drives, they should be flying over that total. Let's recap the card. Let's give the people our best our odds per bet, and let's get the hell out of here. So I have 3 college plays for Saturday. I have Air Force and the Army under 40. I'm going to put 5 units there. As that is my favorite bet each and every season. I have 3. They get 3 chances to hammer it, and I love to do that. I'm also going to put 3 units on Alabama minus 13.5 at LSU. I think they win. I think they have to look really strong down the stretch so they could have a really good chance with Tennessee emerging. 2 SEC teams probably make the college football playoff. Bama wants to make sure they are one of them. So I will put 3 units there, and then I will put 2 units on the Clemson Tigers minus 3.5 at Notre Dame. I think they run all over them, and I think they cover that number with ease. Brian, break down your card, your odds, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, so I got Buffalo Bills minus 12.5 at the Jets at minus 110. I'm going to play 4 units on that play. I feel extremely confident there. Got the Colts team total under 16.5 at the Patriots at even money. I'm going to keep this at a single unit play, but that's only because I also have the Vikings team total over 23.5 at the Commanders. And this is going to be my best bet of the week. I'm going full 5 units here. I think that this smashes even possibly in the first half.
Love it. Love it. Those are Brian's picks. Those are my picks. Enjoy the weekend. Let us know your favorite NFL or college football plays down in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. And we'll be back next week as NASCAR is in the books and all we're going to be talking is football. So we'll talk to you next time.